Hey everyone, and
How's it
welcome to the recap of weeks 1 through 4 of round 1 of the playoffs for the 2017-2018 season. Boy, it was a crazy week. There were some close games. There were a bunch of threes and a bunch of steals, and boy, my heart is still pounding from this week. Pretty incredible. Some things we can go over for each of the first 4 matchups we had.
Absolutely.
Well, with that, we'll just get right started. As always, I'm joined by my good friend, the reigning defending champion, Mr. Joel Gibson.
Hey there.
And as always, I'm your commish and the owner of Team Mr. Modest. Long
Coming
2
in
weeks.
hot.
Coming in hot. Let's get right into it.
It's been a fucking month.
It has been a fucking month. The All-Star break. Man,
It feels good to actually have some wins on the board again.
yeah, exactly. Holy smokes. So glad that this week was over. Had some scares, but let's get right into it here. We'll start with the champs matchup. We had 1 versus the number 8. Joel, you took care of business 10-1. Only turnovers, I believe, as is the case with most of Joel's 10-1 wins.
Yeah. I'm not going to win turnovers. Probably ever. But, Eric, I'll beat you in every other category.
Yeah, we'll see you next year, Eric.
Good season, man.
Moving on to the next one, we'll go to a much more exciting matchup. We'll do my matchup. Mr. Modest getting it done here, 7-4. Big sigh of relief. Simmons got the triple-double early in the time there. I got Voos back late, and I took a risk today by adding playing for next round instead of going at it. The risk is at least going to pay off initially. Feels good. Doug, shout out to Doug. The threes that he put up, the steals that he put up were tops in the league this round. So shout out to him. Solid field goal percentage, solid free throw percentage. He had a triple-double, but everywhere else he kind of came up short. Simmons kind of let him down in steals down the stretch.
Yeah.
3 games in a row, he had 2 steals or less, unless he had 1 today. Let's see.
He had 1 steal.
So for 3 straight games, Ben Simmons only had 1 steal, which is not good.
No good.
Thank goodness for Jay Rich Friday and Saturday putting up those 5 steals each.
10 steals.
In 2 days. Just incredible. So I will be moving on to the second round. Camp Mr. Modest. The future's looking bright.
Congratulations.
Thank you. The next matchup we'll get into is Simmons' matchup at the 3 seed. He's home against Neiman. Simmons wins 9-2. Puts up incredible rebound numbers, over 700 rebounds. Pretty good. And 4 triple-doubles coming from Simmons. Incredible. He led the league in points. Almost got to 1,500. So, well done. He's put
30 double-doubles.
30 double-doubles. Also led in that category as well.
Woo.
Oh, boy. It is...
That's cooking.
That's cooking. It's gonna... We're gonna see. Now, I do have a few bones to pick with Neiman. I'm not gonna back off from this. I think that Neiman blew it here. He was close on a few categories. Joel and I went through them here, and points were up for grabs here, and we're assuming that Neiman used any of his 19 remaining acquisitions, 19 games over a month he could have had additional. And categories that were close, he lost points by 1 point. 1 point. He lost blocks by 6. 6 blocks easily could have been made up in 19 extra games. He only lost double-doubles by 6 if he had 19 additional plays, now I'm not saying you can find 6 double-doubles on the wire, but these are the categories that were close. Steals, he was 7 away in steals. Easily could have been found. Assists, he only lost by 19 assists. 1 assist per player in those additional 19 acquisitions, and he ties this category. He beat him in threes by almost 50 threes, 42 to be exact. The percentages weren't really close, but like I said, points, blocks, steals, assists, all up for grabs. Neiman had 19 acquisitions remaining. He had the most free agent money, and he failed to use any of it. I don't know what to say. I'm extremely disappointed. That's all I can say.
Yeah. Just a bummer. Just a bummer, man.
Congratulations to Simmons, though. Still went out there and put it up and won 9-2.
Yeah. Neiman, hopefully next year come to play.
Exactly. Redemption year next year for Neiman. Next matchup is kind of a comeback here. We have Matt losing 4-6-1 to the number 5 seed, Adam. And I saved this matchup for last mainly because it was the 4 and 5 seed, but also Adam becomes the first team to move to the second round that was not a number 4 seed in the last 3 years. So congratulations to Adam. He is the 5 seed. He's moving on. Matt's team was just injured. You had Evans with the rib. Jimmy Butler went down. Matt added Damari Carroll today, who didn't play. But that's not to say that Adam didn't blunder either. He didn't play Jabari in time. Jabari had a big game today. And Matt almost mounted a comeback there towards the end. Sato was on fire with the assists.
Yeah.
But Matt just too injured. When you lose, arguably, your 2 best players.
Is there any argument? Boogie and
Butler. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's much of an argument there. His 2 best players. He had Collison on his bench the whole week. Adam was playing without John Wall, but Adam used his free agent money.
Yeah.
Matt only used 14 of his 21 acquisitions. 7 left on the table and didn't play in any one of those. He only needed 1 category. He lost points by 16. Assists, he lost by 7. Threes, he lost by 5.
Yeah.
3 categories. All he needed was 1 of them, and he would have been moving on to the second round. Adam only has 1 free agent dollar remaining looking ahead. Matt goes home with nothing. Good luck next year, my friend.
Yeah, Matt, congratulations. You made it to the playoffs. You did better this year, but still, first round exit.
First round exit again. And upset.
Yeah?
Yeah, he was upset. So the dark horse didn't rise. The dark horse fell. Moving on to the last 2 matchups here. We have Kyle, who started putting out okay numbers. He put up decent numbers. He beat CJ.
Yeah.
CJ couldn't cycle at all. Kyle moves on.
Paul George had a bad week. That's about it.
Paul George, Bradley Beal, just cooking it for Kyle. The other matchup is Cody beating Steven. Okay. Cody moves on, Steven moves down.
Yep.
With that said, shout out to the 4 teams that were eliminated. Better luck next year.
Yeah.
We're down to the Final 4. Final 4. Here we go. Round 2 is coming at you. We'll start off with the champs matchup here. The number 1 seed is home this 2 weeks against Adam, the number 5 seed. Joel, what are you most concerned about with Adam? I don't want to hear about how you are going to kill him and blah, blah, blah. I don't want to hear the negatives. I want to know what most concerns you about Adam.
Adam is solid. He's just solid.
We've been saying that all season.
If he were to have the right week, then he can put up some decent numbers. If all of his guys really came to play.
Yeah, he only has that one addition. So
he would need all of his guys to come to play.
Exactly. For me, I just don't see him getting it done. I think his underdog season ends here. I'm picking Joel.
Yeah. He went all in on winning the first round, and I respect that. There's just nothing left in terms of cap, or in terms of waiver money for him. And I mean, he even used $1 on Rondé Hollis-Jefferson, and then dropped him.
Right.
During the break.
Just after the All-Star break, which could have been an additional $1. I'm not sure what he was doing there. RHJ didn't play. There were no games.
I jokingly said nobody gets stir crazy.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. We did have a little bit of a stir crazy there.
Thanks, by the way, I guess. But yeah, I'm taking me.
All right. The loser of this matchup will move down to the 3-4 game. The winner obviously moves on to that championship. 3 of the final four teams, Eastern Conference teams.
Yeah.
Only one West left standing. And that West is Mr. Modest. Here we go. Mr. Modest, he is going to be the number 2 seed at home, taking on the number 3 seed, the power-heavy Mr. Steven Simmons.
This was destined.
This was destined. I sure hope so. Oh, man. It is so close. Now, I do want to say that looking at your matchup, you won the month of February 9-2. For this matchup here, Simmons won 7-4. Now, a couple things have changed. I've added Voos. We've got Ball coming back for Simmons. Other than that, there's not much else left to say. I think that I just want to see here. Ball side out Saturday. Yeah, so we don't have any. We don't know the status of Gallo for Simmons. He is considered day-to-day. We'll see how it goes. Now, Simmons has a little bit less money than I do. He has $23. I have $42. This matchup for me, we are built so similarly. It's almost scary. We have a ton of rebounding. We have a ton of defensive stats. We turn the ball over a ton. Simmons does have an advantage in the triple-double category over me. He had 4 over the last month. I had 0. So I'm going to have to take 6 categories, I think. I think Simmons is going to get at least 1 triple-double over the next 2 weeks. I'm hoping for some Anthony Davis regression. You had made that point to me earlier. I 100% agree that, man, if he's putting up numbers, kudos to him. But Davis let him down last year. Let's see if we can make it 2 years in a row.
This is putting your money where your mouth is. You've been saying Anthony Davis is not the one.
Anthony Davis is not the answer, and I am going to show you what the answer is.
Okay.
I'm going to pick myself. Number 2 seed, moving on to the championship. I want it. I will say here that I have spoken with Mr. Simmons. He would like me to say that no matter who wins this matchup, the champ should be especially worried if Simmons wins this matchup because he has all those extra games in the championship. So I was told to relay that message to you. I don't really have anything else really to address it. I'm going to pick myself.
Well, Simmons, I hear you. I will say that is less than ideal. I'll tackle that when we get there, but I'm gonna take Brandon as well. Simmons, you've built a hell of a team. I think the reason I'm picking Brandon is just because he's won it before, and history's on his side. So if I had gun to my head, I'm picking Brandon. But it is so close. It is unbelievable.
Shout out to the man who gave me the one vote for most improved. Again, it's an anonymous ballot, but he will know who he is. I want to prove it this year. The last time I made it to the second round, I won the championship. I won the whole thing. I've never wanted anything more than I want this title this year right now. And I'm going to do everything in my power to get there. That trophy is coming home with Mr. Modest, the commissioner. Other matchups we'll go through. Neiman's at Matt. I don't care. Neiman's not going to set his lineups or cycle anyway, so I'm going to pick Matt to win if he wants to.
Yeah.
Doug has CJ's number one pick. I don't think he has his own number one pick, so he has nothing to lose.
Yeah.
I'm going to pick Doug. Dame and OPJ. You guys served me well. I'm going to pick Doug.
Yeah, Dame has been lighting it up, and credit to Doug. No one really thought he was going to give Brandon a run, and it came down to the final day.
I certainly did not. He got the percentages and the triple-double against me, and like I said, I think that is pretty important. If you can pull off the percentages and the triple-double, it opens up a lot of options for you.
Yeah. I mean, Eric was just lifeless. I just stepped all over him.
Yeah, I didn't do that. I was biting my fingernails all day Sunday. Who knew what was going to happen? I was worried Simmons was going to catch up, only getting one steal the last two games. I'm like, okay, he must be ripe for 8. Here we go. But thank goodness it didn't happen. So like I said, I'm going to pick Doug. Going into the losers bracket, we have Kyle at Cody. I'll pick Kyle just because he seems to really want to win from the 12 seed. We'll see. He might get up to that 9-10 game and maybe be able to pull off a number 9 finish.
I think Kyle at this point is just going for, like, he wants his overall record to be better.
Right.
That's the only thing I can figure out with this.
His consolation bracket record has to be fantastic because he did it back when he was at the bottom 2 years ago.
That's what I'm saying.
And he just fucking went out and won the whole fucking...
He wants a higher winning percentage. Credit to him. He wants to put, asses in seats. I'm picking Kyle.
Excellent. And then we have a little battle of the Homestead boys in the in the bottom of the basement matchup, 11-12. Steven is the 9 seed at home against CJ.
It's just going to be funny because all week, or for the next 2 weeks, they're going to be playing each other, and I'm just going to be begging them to watch basketball, and neither of them are going to care.
Right, exactly. So the loser of these two matchups, Kyle and Cody and CJ and Steven, will move down to the 11-12 matchup. Winners go to the 9-10. Moving up the bracket, the losers of Neiman at Matt and Eric at Doug go to the 7-8 matchup. And the winners move to the 5-6. And as you know, the final 4 losers go to 3-4. Winners go to the championship. I'll post an updated list tomorrow. Good luck to Simmons. I will end with that. I'm going to do my best to put you in the ground, buddy.
It's, I've been saying it for a while. It's going to be a bloodbath. I'm looking forward to just sitting back and watching the show. Good luck to both of you.
We'll see everybody.
See ya.